I do wish you'd have made some excuse for yourself and allowed me to come here by myself.
Our host, Mr. Owen, wouldn't be too happy if you came by yourself. After all, he invited me. You are just a sidekick.
Don't get too cocky. It's going to be a room full of detectives tonight, and they'll be waiting all night for you to make a mistake. We don't want them to find out that you're just a front for our duo.
But I haven't been a good friend all these days, haven't I?
It's not that difficult to take credit for someone else's work. Any idiot in a hat can do that.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Welcome. We have been waiting for you. I'll show you in. Everybody is already here. Come in.
Well, Mr. Owen, you have an impressive house.
Do you know, he also has an elevator inside.
You have an elevator in your house? My god.
Well, now that we are all here, let's get right on to it. Since we are in the presence of some of the best detectives of the world, why not play a suitably appropriate parlor game?
How about snakes and ladders?
Best murder. Well, I'll go first. A man enters the elevator on the 15th floor. He's all alone, and it's an express elevator. The elevator reaches the second floor. The doors open. The man's dead. What happened?
The lift didn't go back down and back up to the second floor?
There was no one else on the elevator?
Nope. Nope.
But he was murdered.
Well, murder, my friends, is the name of the game.
I must admit I'm beaten. How was it done?
Little self-control, please. I promise I won't let you go home without the right answer. Now then, since we have the greatest detective in the world, why not let Mr. Sherlock Holmes give us his best one? Mr. Holmes?
Well, Mr. Holmes is very tired. He was solving a case all day.
Nonsense. Catching serial killers is second rate to me.
Aha! Well then, it's your murder.
Yes. So many to choose from.
Perhaps in the morning, when you're less tired and your head is clearer.
Nonsense, Watson. Nonsense. Nonsense. Yes. Here's one. It was a warm, dusty day in July. I was called to the house of a wealthy industrialist by his wife. She met me at the door, terrified, the poor thing, and she walked me inside. As I went into the study, I saw her husband lay dead. Shot, actually.
That was your best murder?
It is. For ballistics report that came in several days later proved that the bullet traveled from inside his chest out.
The bullet went from insides out?
Precisely. And since it's essential to place a suspect at the crime scene, and it is difficult, if not impossible, to prove that the bullet traveled from inside his chest outwards, yes, I call that a perfect murder.
I think I've had too much to drink.
Well, I think I've had too little.
That's a brilliant murder. Incredible. Sheer genius. So what's the answer?
The answer, yes, it seems to me, Mr. Owen, that a great murder is just like great wine. It should be savored. Take the night off, or the weekend for that matter. Allow it to invade your thoughts, sink into your dreams, consider it, ponder it, and then, if the answer doesn't strike you,
Well, I'm really glad you could make it this weekend. I'm sure you'll add a great deal to the party.
That's Mr. Holmes, the life of the party.
Well, I for one am going to take Mr. Holmes' suggestion, take the night off, and allow the murder to sink into my dreams. Until the morning then.
The bullet traveled from inside out?
fascinating, isn't it?
Alright, which book did you rip it off from?
John, do you seriously believe that I would risk embarrassing you, or for that matter me, in front of all these people? What if someone else has read it?
You mean to say...
Yes, I made it up, right out of the top of my head.
That is not the point. The point is you made promises you did not keep.
You were meant to be used. You asked for it. You'd be disappointed if someone like me didn't take advantage of you.
Don't push me. 5 years is a long time to wait for retribution. A lot of anger builds up. So don't push me.
I need some water. Is that Owen? Owen's dead? Oh my god! Owen's dead?
His neck was broken. Snapped in two like a burger between a hungry man's jaws.
Poetic justice.
Someone solved his best murder, I guess.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Moving the body out of the elevator? Well, I think you're tampering with physical evidence.
I'm not tampering with it. I'm moving it.
Well, I'd rather you don't.
We can't very well leave it where it is.
Alistair, all of you, there's been a murder here apparently by one of us. That body right there might be our biggest and best piece of physical evidence. And I, for one, think it's in bad form to have your best evidence moved by a potential suspect.
Please, gentlemen, what if I move the body?
Don't you get it, genius? We're all suspects.
It's for the police to decide, don't you think?
Police, don't you think that's a bit hasty?
Hasty? The man is dead.
Yes, but do you know what happens if we call the police? We're all taken in as suspects for murder.
Yes, but that's only a problem if you're guilty.
Oh, what rubbish. Look, I run a detective agency. Do you think people will come to me with their problems after this? Do you think people will open up to me if they know I've been suspected for murder? I mean, God, is there anyone here who won't be damaged by this?
I agree with Charleston. I don't need any bad publicity.
So, Diamond,
Cut to the chase, will you?
what I suggest is we give ourselves some time to solve the case, till the elevator guys he said actually turn up for repair.
Us? Investigate us? That's never gonna work.
Diamond's right. We can't decide who will move the body. We don't know each other. And at the same time, there's a killer running around, tampering with evidence, placing red herrings, and leading us up the garden path.
That's crazy.
I think this situation would work if there was someone like an outsider, someone who everyone knows and trusts, someone who has nothing to gain or lose, someone with respect.
Mr. Holmes?
Yeah, he fits the bill perfectly.
But Mr. Holmes is tired.
Well, I guess if everyone's buying, I'll buy.
Morning. Beautiful day, isn't it? Well, I'll just take the stairs then.
Mr. Holmes, we want you to investigate this case.
Holmes, a word with you.
I hate working on the weekends.
I didn't ask you to be here. Now, about how we get out of this case.
You are absolutely convinced that I'm going to make a fool out of you, right?
Well, they are trained private investigators, waiting to catch tiny mistakes. A small slip that would give the killer away.
Watson, I understand your squeamishness, but the fact remains that these people have chosen me to oversee this investigation, and oversee this investigation I shall. It's only for a couple of hours, and I'm pretty sure that between the two of us, we can easily fool the best private investigators out there. It's just that I have one question.
What is that?
Where do we begin?
What?
It's a simple question. Where do we begin? Something like a starting point, something to get the ball rolling, keep these people kind of busy, impress them with the keenness of my mind.
Oh, well, start with the last person to see the victim alive.
Good. What does that do again?
Basic rule of detection. The last person to see the victim alive is either a very good witness or the killer.
Oh, that's good. So the question I posed today to you gentlemen is very simple. Who was the last person to see Mr. Owen alive?
What is this, some kind of setup? Of course everyone knows I saw him last alive, but I most certainly did not kill him.
But you hated him. We all saw that.
Of course I hated him. Do you know how he's got the millions for this mansion? Well, he stole some of my case files and managed to solve them, and well, then was blackmailing me and the murderer.
Some detective. Can't even solve his own cases.
Oh, shut up.
That's the anger of someone who has just been cornered.
And you're another. A 38 caliber gun is pretty heavy luggage for a night of fun and frolic, isn't it?
What gun?
The gun I found in your bag when I searched it last night. Didn't trust you then either.
Who gave the right to go through my bag? And what gun? I don't even own a 38.
Well, shall we see through this lie and go search his bag?
Watson, why didn't you go and search his bag?
No. Who's to say we won't plan something?
I'll go.
You? No. Definitely not.
Well, let's all go, shall we? Well,
Well, what?
you thought I was going to embarrass you. These people needed someone to lead them, someone to guide them, someone to show them how it's done. And they chose me.
Well, we all make mistakes.
Yes. So what's next?
You're asking me. You're the born leader, the guide.
Yes, I am. As soon as you tell me how it's done. Oh, come on. Something. Anything. Last person to see the victim alive, that was brilliant. So official sounding. Hey, come on.
The scene of the crime. The best place to find physical evidence is the scene of the crime.
Scene of the crime. Scene of the crime, that's brilliant.
No gun.
He must have stashed it elsewhere.
Well, why not check the elevator? After all, being the scene of the crime, it is the best place for physical evidence, is it not?
Oh, brilliant.
Why not dust for prints?
And why you?
Because it is my dusting kit?
That's hard to argue with. Watson, why don't you go fetch some coffee to rouse the spirits?
Oh, lots of dog food and no coffee? What kind of man was this Owen anyway?
A typical and mysterious, eccentric billionaire.
Mr. Narayanan, don't these threads match the scarf you were wearing last night?
But I didn't kill him.
Well, where's the scarf now?
I don't know. I left it down there last night.
But it's not here now, is it? Where is it?
I suggest we search for the scarf.
What, and give you time to hide the gun? No way.
Forget the gun. The man died of a broken neck.
Well, when you figured out that you couldn't shoot him without us hearing, you probably picked up that guy's scarf and strangled him, didn't you?
I didn't kill him.
People! A little lunch perhaps? What? I thought a joke was called for. Anyway, a gun or no gun, I think the scarf is the key. Does that mean we have to run to the rooms again?
Holmes, I think we should let King test for prints. That might help. We should go sit and ponder.
There were a lot of prints there, mostly smudged. But I did get one clear print.
Whose?
Dr. John Watson.
Now that I believe is the smoking gun. Well, I said gun actually.
But I never used the lift.
Gentlemen, I believe I must speak up. After years of knowing John, I believe he's incapable of doing something so heinous. Aren't you?
Well, for what it's worth, I believe he's innocent.
Says the only man who's not yet been accused.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, what do you think it means?
This is getting boring. Give one of them a knife and let's end this already.
I'm tired of playing detective. I'm out of here.
What do we have here? A 38 caliber.
Well, that's the one I found in Alistair's bag.
Like the one we saw in your coat.
Well, you think I killed him?
I think it means that you're not leaving.
A penny for your thoughts, Mr. Holmes. What are you looking for?
Something. There has to be something out of place. Lost a lot of weight, hasn't he? Seems a pretty stout guy back then. And this picture can be too old.
You have done it again, Mr. Holmes.
What? What have I done?
Solve the case. All of us were looking at each other as suspects. Doing so, we missed the real killer, Owen.
You're accusing a dead man of murder? Don't be silly, he's the victim.
The man had an elevator in a two-story house. Who has an elevator?
Witness for the prosecution. The man had a stroke. Couldn't climb up the stairs.
Precisely. And as Charleston would remember, there was no coffee. Why? Possibly because he was somewhere where he wouldn't need basic supplies. Somewhere like a hospital. Exactly. And a lot of dog food. But you know what is missing? A dog. A man who's dying or is in hospital would leave his dog with someone who'd take care of it. This photo shows that he's lost a lot of weight in a short amount of time. All symptoms of a disease. If you check his medical records, I'm sure you'll find he was suffering from some fatal disease.
So he killed himself and framed the rest of us?
Yes, and we all know of his intellect. He solved a case Charleston, a professional detective, couldn't solve, and we also know he always wanted to show off. This was his final hurrah, pulling one of the world's best detectives, even in his death.
So how do you do it?
Best murder. A man gets into an elevator, presses the button for the ground floor. He must have taken an in his scarf and stuck it to the elevator cable. So as the lift went down and the cable went up, the scarf snapped his neck into two. The scarf tore and left some threads behind. But as the cable went up, it left no trace of the weapon. He put my fingerprint on the button, and also he probably must have planted the gun in Alice's chest bag, just misguiding us all along. A last vanity, a final joke.
But we may not have found out for years. One of us could have been charged for murder. That's no joke.
Owen was true to his word. We'd find the solution to his best murder once the elevator repairman came. They'd find the scarf.
And all that was elementary, my dear Watson.